What's really growing in the garden of your mind? Really want to know, is it weeds of worry or is it seeds of strength? And we got to really be intentional about the thoughts that we think. The thoughts that we think are going to ultimately affect the life that we live. It's going to indicate, bring in totality the life that we live. What is it that you are thinking about? What's really on your mind? What's really on your mind? And that's why today I want to talk about guarding your garden. Yeah, guarding your garden. How to uproot what doesn't bring fruit. How to uproot what doesn't bear fruit. What you're thinking dictates where you're going. And with so much that is going on today, everything is breaking news. Notifications are being sent to your phone endlessly, all times of the day and night. Everybody wants to get access to everybody at any particular time. People are dealing with a myriad of depressive thoughts. And one of the hardest things for us to do is to mute the noise around us so that we can hear the voice within us. What are you going to do to create some time and some space and some margin just so you can specifically and clearly think? And life will always be cloudy when you're not thinking clearly. Life is going to always be in a particular place where you've got so much going on inside your mind. You've got to quiet the noise in your mind. Quiet the noise in your mind. When it's time for you to pray, you got all these things going on. You start thinking about your grocery list a week from now. You start thinking about this, that, and the other, and all things that you need to do, and the fact that you got lint on the carpet that you need to sweep up. All of these things, you got to quiet the noise within you so you can hear the voice that's within you. You have to uproot what doesn't bear fruit. Guarding your garden. James Allen's got a book. It's called As a Man Thinketh. And in that particular book, I remember reading it in college. And in that particular book, he likens the mind to a garden. And he said, based upon what you're thinking, dictates what's growing. You're going to either plant seeds that lead to strength or seeds that become weeds. And sometimes those weeds are that of worry that stifle you from winning. What are you allowing to grow in your mind? Is it stinking thinking that keeps you sulking and sinking? Is it people's opinions that become your prison? Is it you being psychologically incarcerated, emotionally stifled? Psychological and emotional incarceration? Psychologically in prison, emotionally incarcerated? What is it that is keeping you feeling stifled to where life becomes so claustrophobic, to where the walls are closing in because you haven't dealt with what really is causing you to be depressed, because you're dealing with trauma and didn't necessarily investigate what those triggers are? What are you going to do to take the time for you to where you guard your garden? And when I think about guarding your garden, I can't help but to think about Genesis and the story of Adam and Eve. Of course, God gave the decree to Adam about what trees to eat from and which one not to touch. I'm sure he passed that on to Eve. However, Eve was deceived. It wasn't Adam that was deceived. Eve was deceived. And God told them that they should not eat of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. You cannot do that, because if you do it, you're going to surely die. Of course, the serpent tricked them, gaslighted them, making them feel as if if they were to partake of this particular tree, they'd live forever. They would be gods. When here it is, they're already created in the image of God. Isn't it interesting? The enemy will always play psychological tricks on you to make you feel like you already don't have what you have, to make you feel like you're not good enough, to make you feel like you're not God's best and blessed when you already have been created that particular way. Adam and Eve sinned against God's commandment. They partook of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And as a result, God said, Adam, where are you? Why are you hiding from me? Because all of a sudden their eyes became open, knowing the sin that they committed. And here's what happened. God banished them from the garden, placed at least 2 cherubs right in front of the garden to where he would not allow them to return. He forgave them, but just because I forgive you doesn't mean I give you access. Forgiveness does not equate to access. Ask Adam and Eve how that went. So here's what God said. Listen, I have to guard my garden. And the way to guard the garden, I got to put you out of it because you broke the boundary. The boundary that I had was to move into a particular place that you do not touch the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Don't eat from it. That's my boundary right there. I'm not making my boundary radioactive. I'm not putting a fence around my boundary. I'm not putting barbed wire around the boundary. This is what I told you not to do. You went ahead and did it. You broke that boundary. You're not going to break this one, though. The boundary line that he set up was you cannot regain access to the garden that you did not prioritize, the garden that you took for granted. And here's what you got to do. Listen, if people will not abide by and adhere to the mere boundaries that you've set, you got to put them out of your garden. Why allow them to recapitulate? Why allow them to continue to transgress against you? Why allow that negative recalcitrant attitude to continue to penetrate, to continue to penetrate your mindset and who it is that you are? Why should you build an impenetrable wall to safeguard yourself? No, this is the boundary. This is the bridge. Based upon your behavior, I'm denying you access. Simply because I understand this. And what is it that I understand? I understand that I have to guard my garden. I have to uproot what doesn't bear fruit. If it's not bearing fruit, I don't need it in my life. I got to uproot unforgiveness. I got to uproot why it won't work. I got to uproot all the excuses about things won't happen the right way. I got to uproot what people said about me and what happened to me. I have to uproot all of that stuff so that I can replant what is going to replenish my life. I got to plant what's going to replenish me. I got to speak life into my own life. I got to specifically each and every single day tend my garden. I got to be like a gardener of my mind. Do I have things in my mind? Do I have things swirling around in my life and in my spirit, in my soul, in my emotions that are now causing the fruit that I've borne, the fruit that I bear, to now be rotten? Each and every single day, you got to do it. You have to affirm yourself. You have to speak life over your life. You have to uproot what causes you to stop bearing fruit. And you have to make sure that you safeguard your territory, safeguard your spirit, safeguard who it is that you are. Be overprotective with you. Set up some safeguards, set up some boundaries in your own life so that you can guard the gift that you have. Listen, there's a gift in your garden. There's talent in your garden. There's treasure in your garden. There's purpose in your garden. Somebody's always trying to steal from it. Somebody's always trying to be a thief and take away, steal the fruit of your ground, steal your crops, and crop you out of your purpose. No, 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 no. I got to get back into a particular place. I have to remain in proximity to my purpose. I have to decide and really ingratiate myself into the whole aspect that I'm focused on my focus, not allowing anything to deter me, not allowing anything to deny me, not allowing anything to make me feel disassociated and mentally discombobulated. I'm taking authority over my mind. I'm getting my mind together. Why? Because scripture said, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. He'll keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on him. Your mind matters. Focus on your mind. Take care of your mind. Nurture your mind. Sow into your mind. Uproot what does not bear fruit. Why? Because like a gardener, you're going to guard. You're going to safeguard the power that is in your mind. I want you to go ahead and get my book, Know Your Know. If you don't have it, go grab it. It's available on Amazon as an ebook, as a paperback copy, as you can see here. Know Your Know, How to Build Healthy Boundaries and Love Without Losing Yourself. Knowing your no does not need an explanation. It comes with an exclamation. Let me say that again. Knowing your no doesn't need an explanation. It comes with an exclamation, not a comma, it's a period. As an exclamation, it comes with an exclamation point. The point is, I told you no. I know my no. I know who to know. And I know who to know. That's for sure. Why? Because I'm guarding my garden. Go ahead and get a copy of it. Once again, on Amazon as an ebook, as a paperback copy. You can even get signed copies at my website, EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor. Put some respect on my name. EddieConnor.com/know your no. Get the book. It's going to really speak life into your life. Grateful that it went number one on Amazon. Let's keep it. Let's keep it at the top. Let's keep it at the top, and your support will help us to do that. If you're not a member of my Eagles community, once you join where it is that I'm doing coaching, mentoring, really shifting you to another dimension. Listen, our podcasts are great, but it's not enough. If you're really serious about taking your life to another level, moving to a different trajectory, spiritually, emotionally, relationally, wanting to do faith-based business, how to really do serious work in the marketplace, ministry and the marketplace, and how to merge those together, affect the kingdom and the community and your business and your relationships and your mental health, and develop your boundaries and really become who you're supposed to be from the inside out. How to create your book, how to become a better speaker. My Eagles community is going to empower you and is going to show you how to do that. Soar with us. How do you soar with us? I'm so glad that you asked. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. You can always feel free to donate to this amazing podcast. I hope it's been a blessing to you via Cash App, $DR Eddie Ministries, on PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. Whatever you can do will be an absolute tremendous blessing as we continue to do the amazing work that is affecting you, empowering you, and also our community too. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand. Yo, brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, But you know, brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter. Peace and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. My 19th book is everywhere. I want you to go ahead and get your hands on my new book, Know Your No. It's all about how to build healthy boundaries and love without losing yourself. Boundaries are not limitations. Boundaries are for liberation. You're going to find a way to unbox yourself. You're going to find a way to really love yourself and to move into a place of emotional regulation, to stand your ground, to draw a line in the sand, stand 10 toes down on it. Don't do the electric slide. Don't moonwalk away from it, but really stand wholeheartedly down on what it is that you say. It's for your protection. It's for your self-care. Moves you into a greater place of self-awareness and emotional regulation and developing your mental health and creating boundaries so that you can abound to a new and a greater level. Go right now to get a signed copy at EddieConnor.com. EddieConnor.com. And then, of course, you can also get it on Amazon. Go and get the book right now.